Hello. Moving onwards with bank reconciliation. Now we're doing the second part, which is done at month end, where you'll be reconciling your bank book on AWERY against your bank statement. So to do this, you have to open bank accounts, open your respective bank account that you want to do your reconciliation, and from there you will make sure you have reconciled all the transactions. So you will know that a transaction is reconciled when it has a tick under this rec column. So it's very simple to reconcile a transaction. You can tick one or multiple transactions for the period you have filtered, and you click this button, Set Reconciled. So when you click this button, when a transaction is reconciled, it will unreconcile the transaction. So which means it will not have a tick. And then when it does not have a tick and you tick it and you click Set Reconcile button, it will reconcile the transaction. So in this process at month end, you will make sure all the transactions that have cleared against your bank statement are marked as reconciled. And from the check identifier at month end, you can clearly see all the checks received and checks issued that have not cleared from the current and previous period as you filter. That which you will leave as unreconciled. So the uncleared transactions will not have a tick. And then to print the reconciliation, it's very simple. You click this print button and just make sure with checks is unticked and make sure you tick with unreconciled and make sure you tick add 1 year for reconciliation, and then you can print it in PDF or Excel. Once the bank reconciliation has printed, you will clearly see all the debit side and credit side unreconciled transactions separately. So as you can see, all the reconciled transactions on which are marked as yes are displayed here. And then at the bottom of the sheet, you will see all your receipts entered which are not reconciled, with which are not which don't have a tick, and the debit side and the total. So these should be your checks received but not cleared, and then your payments entered not reconciled, which is your checks issued but not cleared with the total. And then above that you will see the receipts entered not reconciled total, and then the payments entered not reconciled total. And if you have done this process correctly, your bank statement balance should match with the AWERY bank statement balance displayed here. After this process is done, basically you have finished your reconciliation. So one thing to remember is that AWERY is a live reconciliation system. So with the current process, when you have reconciled transactions for the following month, the previously unreconciled transactions are marked as reconciled. So all you have to do is, if you require a bank reconciliation monthly for audit purposes, make sure you have clearly saved this Excel or PDF file for your auditors. Another step that you will have to do if you are doing your bank reconciliation for the first time, or you have never done a bank reconciliation on AWERY before, please make sure you filter the previous periods from this from and to date. So go to the start period and close, put the to date as the last period you closed your accounts, and click refresh, and make sure that all the transactions for this period are reconciled. Because if you do not do this on the bank reconciliation, because when you tick at 1 year for reconciliation, it will show 1 years of transactions which are not reconciled. So this is how any checks presented or checks from previous periods are shown on the current month reconciliation. And if you need to clear any checks or you need to view any checks as mentioned in part 1, you can go to checks received and checks issued and make sure they're all cleared. So again, just to recap, to print the bank reconciliation and do your reconciliation, it's a simple ticking process where you will make sure all the reconciled transactions are ticked as shown here under the rec column. And the button to do this is this set reconciled button. And basically the unreconciled transactions are then printed on your bank reconciliation and which will display your bank balance. And to do that simply, once you have finished the month-end reconciliation, is to click print. Just make sure with checks is unticked and you tick with unreconciled and tick add 1 year for reconciliation. And then you can print your bank reconciliation in Excel or PDF. Thank you.